Guys, and welcome back to my interview today. I will be having a special guest. He goes by the name of James, aka Corbin Captures. Yeah, he's a content creator and he's a model. So I'm just gonna be speaking to him, roughly on what made him take the path to be a content creator. Why did he get into the field in the first place? His goals, ambitions, how he's finding modeling and much, much more. So I'm going to send a request, and guys, if you have any questions, please do let me know. But we'll just patiently wait for him to come. But yeah, I'm so excited, guys. Like, it's one of my favorite YouTubers, so yeah, I'm really excited about this. Hey, Carlos, hope you're good. Oh, he's here now. Let me just invite. Hey,
Hey, you're right. How you
I'm good.
doing?
You?
I'm not bad at all. I'm chilled. I'm good. I'm well.
Oh,
Breathing.
it's good. It's good. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. I'm good. I'm good. How are you finding quarantine though?
You know what? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. It's like our new normal. So it's like I'm just getting through
Mhm.
it, getting what needed to be done. And yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, before I even get into the whole conversation with you, please could you introduce who you are, your name, and something we may not know about you?
Hold on. Have I paused or am I on real time?
Yeah, no, you're back now. You're back now. Was you
Okay.
able to hear me?
Yeah, you said something about me. Wait,
Hmm.
no, actually repeat it for me, please.
Okay, so could you please introduce who you are, like your name, what you do, and something we may not know about you?
Oh, okay. Ooh. My name is James. I'm James. I model, I create content, and I work in TV. And also, something you may not know about me, I don't think a lot of people has clocked, but if you look in my bio, I'm actually half Kenyan.
Really?
Plot twist, yeah, yeah,
What? So what? Was this your mum or your dad's side?
that side.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's just not
What?
something I've really shared until later this year, well, later last year. But yeah, yeah,
Oh, no, that's sick, man. That's sick.
yeah,
Because I literally
yeah.
just thought you were just really Jamaican.
Caribbean, yeah, no, no, no. Well, off
Yeah.
the bat, you probably thought I was Ghanaian, right?
Yeah, in the beginning. That's
Mm-hmm.
before I started to like know who you were as a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. See,
No,
I like how you already assumed that you was already like, yeah, I know you before. You probably thought I was from Ghana. Yeah.
I get the regular Ghana associations. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I get that. I get that. Okay, so where did it all start for you? Like, how was your upbringing? Like, what made you decide to take the paths that you took today?
I think I always okay. So what's funny is I used to love watching TV and like I don't know, just I thought it was unbelievable that people can be on the other side of TV. I thought that superstars wasn't real, like it was another world.
Hmm.
And I just loved everything about it. My show was Big Brother, funny enough. Like it was Big Brother.
Hmm.
And like I just loved the concept of like people being on TV and like just creating ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. My nearest thing to it was to pick up a camera and like enjoy cameras, like sort of thing. So I started taking pictures when I was like 13. I picked photography GCSE and I thought somehow this is gonna work. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but somehow I'm gonna eventually like be working with superstars, creating TV shows. But yeah, I did
Hmm.
photography. Um, I had to make like these investments like from young. Like now that I deep now was investments.
Hmm.
So I remember having to save dinner money. Like at the
Oh.
time, what was it? Like the £20 a week. I'm
Hmm.
not even joking. I bought my first Mac with that money. I'm sure that took nearly a year. Your ID popped out.
Oh.
It took nearly a year because I just knew I wanted a Mac and it just wasn't happening. Like it just wasn't in. my family's means, because at that time, you know, even the smallest MacBook Pro, and
Mm.
that's what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. It was like I wasn't trying. I saw there was an Air at the time that was cheaper. That was like refurbished. I was like, no, I want this. I want the Pro. I want the 13-inch. And once I get it, I don't know. I'm gonna be a superstar. That's what I thought in my head. Like, you know,
Yeah.
just to have a Mac and like that. From then, like that was my investment. That's what I used to edit. That's what I sort of used to learn more crafts. I learned to edit through there, and I started like using. I've also bought a camera as well.
Mm.
Because it's like it with growing up in a household where it's like creative stuff. Do you like? Is that a necessity? Do you know what I mean? You're going to school. Why do you need to have an expensive camera over £500? Why do you need a laptop over £1,000? You're a
Mm.
14-year-old boy. What are you talking about? And I get it from that perspective, but it's like,
Mm.
you know, like
Yeah.
if if it's your dream, like it's a worthy investment. And like to
Hmm.
this day, I thank God that I went hungry or had to hustle in the playground, whether that was selling cookies or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
now look, like if I didn't have those startups, those platforms, like what would I be doing now? So, sorry, I went on a tangent, but
No, it's
what,
fine.
how did I get into what I do was the base of loving creativity and then loving to express myself and loving to speak. So yeah, I've always been like a talkative person and opinionated person. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just sort of flowed for me to go from sort of creating behind the camera to then creating in front of the camera. Wasn't a
Yeah.
thing too. Yeah.
No, that's amazing because you actually showed the investment and you showed the dedication
Hmm.
just to get something as simple as a camera or your Mac, do you know what I mean, to start going somewhere with what you was like into at the time. Um,
Hmm.
what inspired you, would you say, growing up when it came to wanting to be in the TV or wanting to be in the media field? Like, who's one of the people that stood out to you and you was like, yeah, you see this person, I want to be just like them or similar to them, but in my own kind of field.
I genuinely believe it's like a lot of artists in the music industry, like
Mm,
more than anything, because I could more identify with them because they were black people. And there wasn't
mm,
much black people I see on TV that I
yeah.
could relate to. Like I grew up in South London, you know. It's
Oh,
like, you know, you see like a lot of artists, like black artists, talented musicians. It's like you see them, they end up going through the glitz and the glam, and you see them on TV and stuff. It's like those are the people I can more resonate with, you know. And it's
mm-hmm,
like, yeah, the people like Stormzy, like well, that's obviously a bit later on, but when I was younger, like just seeing Tayo Cruz, all these
mm-hmm,
different, just black faces, just seeing all of that sort of stuff, and like just the idea of like you can start from very small or from like a background where you don't have too much and you can do a lot for yourself. That was
yeah.
enough for me. And God, no joke. When I say faith, God, and trust in God.
Yeah. Would you say as well, like, wait, first of all, before I even get into this other question, was you
Uh-huh.
the only person in your family that wanted to be in the field, or did they have like a history with it, or are you just the first?
Yeah, no, there's no need to look to my family. Like my
Mm,
brother, bless him, he was such a I'm not saying I'm not smart, but he was just so into the STEM route sort of thing, the tough sciences, maths, like heavy, going into further maths and stuff. And like I enjoyed maths, I enjoyed some of these subjects, but it was like I just know, I just something inside me tells me I know that I like my creative mind is just too crazy to not do these things that, you know, like I was
mm,
pushing out edits and making fun like fun music videos like for friends and like joke stuff like
mm-hmm.
from young. So it was just like people could see that in me as well. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
only just an idea. People could see that in me, and it's like, you know, when you're young,
Hmm.
you just got to push through.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it gives you something to do as well, something that you become very passionate in doing as well. Again, I'm even happy that you're in the field because I just thought it suits you, especially with your channel and everything.
Thank you.
So It's all right. It's all right. So from you starting up your first YouTube video to now, what would you say that you've seen within yourself that maybe you didn't know before, but you've seen a good change now?
Ooh. I guess back then I didn't think I was capable to be liked by other human, like by other people, like online, especially. I
Mm,
didn't think it would be possible to have even though my niche following, that I'd have a following in some sense, and people that
mm-hmm,
would actually want to check back in. And I feel like I lacked a sense of confidence and self-assurance as well. Like there was just a bunch of things where, like when you're in secondary school, you're dealing with like your hormones, and then you're dealing with who you are as a person, and you are grilled down to the core, like in school. I feel like that's when you're grilled down to the core. Anything from your parents to the way you dress to the way you are, like you're very much like you're under scrutiny by your peers, who are also under scrutiny in their minds by their peers. But
mm-hmm,
it's like a cycle, right, in secondary school and those sort of times. So like me taking the plunge to do like YouTube, for instance, was quite big because it wasn't something that much males were really into. Like people didn't really care, if that makes sense. It was just
mm-hmm,
pretty much hair and beauty for girls, and that's it. And it's like,
mm-hmm,
so the idea of what I wanted to bring wasn't something that I was seeing or receiving myself. So I'm just
mm-hmm.
hoping that's what people see when they're watching
Yeah. No, I agree. I do feel
me.
or I do believe that people do see that with your content because it's different. And as you did say, there wasn't a lot of males at the time. Maybe you was on YouTube that they were on YouTube as well. So, and you bring
Hmm.
discussions, you bring like yin debates, your experiences, stuff like that. I mean, you
Hmm.
even do cooking. I was like, wow, that's lit, you
Yeah.
know? So it's good because even like now, I'd say nowadays most don't really show off on their cooking. Do you know what I mean? But for you to
Hmm.
show it off and you actually enjoy it, I'm just like, oh, okay. We have to ask, if I could take a recipe of something you do because you just always in the kitchen. So that's sick and that's lit.
YouTube helped
Um,
me be unapologetically me. That's what it is.
mm,
Yeah, that's the best way of
yeah.
saying it.
You
Hmm.
seem very comfortable and free as well. Like you don't feel like you have to overlook your shoulder. Is that just like something you've just generally been like, or was it like work from when you started till now that you've just decided that yeah, this is, or you've seen a different light?
I feel like growing up, I've had a lot of people tell me I can't do something, like a
Mm,
lot, like or being limited by something that wasn't of my means or something that I couldn't control. So the
mm-hmm,
moment I could have my own platform, the moment that like I could be as independent as I wanted to be, um, it's like opinions really just have to brush off, and I have to just do what I want to do. I'm not
mm-hmm,
saying I'm Superman, like I could take any and anything, but like I just have to believe in the purpose, and know, like me being me, hopefully will be enough. Will be
mm-hmm,
enough to run a brand that is, and like speaking things that means more to me rather than the views, rather than what may work more. Because at the end of the day, I think finding purpose behind what I do is to give back in a way as well. Like I want to empower others as well as empower myself. It's self-healing too, to be on YouTube. Self-healing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that, what you said with the purpose bit as well. There's always a
Hmm.
purpose to why you're doing what you do.
Hmm.
So that leads me to saying, what do you want people to take out of your content, when they watch your videos, when they, see you upload, when they see you on TV as well, modeling, like what do you want them to take from when they're seeing you doing your thing?
I just want them to see that regardless of what box or people try to put you in or try to make you feel, because that's their own projections onto you, you can do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not being funny. If you told me a year ago I'd be able to stand up in front of a camera for, like, model for some of the things that I modeled for, I'd think sorry, did I pause? I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
think that it was in my capacity to do, like, if I'm being honest. And it's like, if you just got to go and push and do what you want to do. And the worst you can do, especially young people, the worst you can do is fall over and you can get back up again.
Mm. It's true.
It's
It's
you,
true.
what you're ashamed of. It's other people, it doesn't matter.
Definitely. By the way, good words of advice. I hope you got that, taken on point of what he's saying. It definitely helps for sure, for sure. Going into my modeling questions with you. So
Cool.
obviously
Yeah.
you are with, is it Super Model Management?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm
And I just want to ask you on your journey with them, how did that come about and how did it start for you?
so funny enough, before I got signed, I actually got my first modeling gig via a Instagram DM.
Hmm.
I'm not even joking. Like, so I had no intention of becoming a model when I became a model, but it was just like I was more pulled in by the fact I'm going to be representing a demographic that isn't being represented right now. And I was
Mm,
like, if I can use myself as a physical represent piece of representation and it can even amplify my voice, I'm not worried about that at all. And as well, it really helped me with my confidence, especially in my body and practicing what I preach. Because on my YouTube channel, I'm telling people they need to love themselves, they need to
mhm,
embrace themselves, be happy with who they are. And like, once you're happy with who you are, whatever you want to do with your body, that's up to you, sort of thing. And by me pushing myself out there, it really pushed me mentally and it gave me a sort of thrill.
mhm.
So I saw the opportunity. I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake. Like, I thought the DM was fake. I was like, it wouldn't make sense. They'd want me to do Vogue. It doesn't make sense. What on my page tells you that I'm a model? Like, I could be modeling for you. But I just went ahead. I presented it to God, and it was just like from there, got a really good reception and really good
Mhm.
contacts from that. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this. Like, the fact it was just all the messages after that first Vogue post, and I was just like, I need to see this through. Like, this is just the start. Like, I saw people globally, worldwide, people in Brazil crying tears.
Oh,
Like as a young man, like even for them to be a bit of a color, like they received the worst, like colorism, like even like being a big child as well. It
mm,
just wasn't something that people, especially men, like they're bottling feelings, and it made people feel represented. And I was just like, if that can help another person feel good about themselves, feel confident enough to stand up to people who box them in or tells them there's something, and that makes that another person confident, and why not? It has to be done.
yeah.
Like, we're in 2021 now.
Hmm.
We can't be like sat in stuck age at these old ages and mentalities. So if I'm part of the change, and so
Hmm.
be it. That's what made me pretty much get into modeling, and now, yeah, I'm doing all these fun things, and I'm loving
No,
it. I'm loving it. I'm
oh,
so grateful. So
congratulations
so
to you,
grateful. Thank you.
oh, no, big up for you. See, if I had both my hands, I would be clapping. But no, seriously,
Thank
you're
you.
doing bits. Like, even with the modeling stuff, like, you say talking about how people see you as a representation of themselves and feeling like body positivity, that already is helping to raise other people's confidence. People actually feeling like, you know what, if he can do it, then I can do it, or why should
I
I
love
feel
that.
insecure?
Hmm.
You know? Do you receive DMs from people like saying thank
Yeah,
you because I feel like what you're doing is amazing?
yeah. Especially, you know what it is, especially from black males, is what really touches me because I know a lot of males. We're taught we shouldn't we speak about how we feel. Body
Mm,
image, is that even a conversation for you to have? You're going to be seen as pathetic, sort of thing. And there's
yeah.
things that everybody, male, female, think about the way that they look. They do stress
Mm,
these things. You look in that mirror, you want to look your best, hopefully. And like just simple things. Like I remember when I used to just wear like shorts or like show my arms. Like, so a lot of people was like, wow, you're very confident. Like,
mm,
how do you just post it like that? I wouldn't even show my arms. I wear baggy clothes, sort of thing. And
mm,
these are people who's way much smaller than me. So I'm thinking, imagine, how confident other people are feeling, like just getting out of a mind coma, to feel
mhm.
like you're restricted because the society tells you so. So yeah,
Yeah.
it touches me, give it like that it helps people and it gives back in some way.
Yeah, no, that's honestly amazing and even inspiring in a way, do you know what I mean? Because it just shows
Thank
how
you.
many people out there that actually see this as you're actually helping me. It's not just, oh yeah, you're modeling and you're being positive in your body and that's it. Like there's so much more behind it, which is amazing, you know? So where do you see yourself for like future aspirations and, more things that you wanna put out?
I see myself international, international scale in everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful and lucky enough, not even lucky enough, grateful and blessed enough to have some of the opportunities I have. I do have some really big stuff coming up, so it's only gonna get better. And it's like I'm just gonna constantly keep pushing that message over and over again, regardless how tired people feel it is, and it's enough. It's not enough, especially with
Mm-hmm.
issues with that Black people are facing right now across the world. Body positivity, like these are messages that I wouldn't need to speak about unless it was a problem. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm going to keep pushing. And I genuinely believe it's going to be on an international level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have a much bigger platform. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
it.
that's amazing. No, honestly. Okay, well, again, I can't wait for the work you've got to put out. I hope you guys are following him on Instagram so you can, turn on that bell to never miss a post from Corbin. And, like, just can't wait for that. Does that also include you being on TV more? Because I'm not gonna lie, when I started seeing you more on TV from like Enterprise, season one, and I saw you, I was like, oh, that was sick. So I started to think to myself, are you gonna start doing acting now as well? Like, what are you feeling with that?
I'm taking it. I'm taking a foot in. I'm taking a foot in. Like, I think my most interesting acting credit has probably been the Sam Smith video.
Oh yeah, that was
Like,
amazing.
I really enjoyed that, and I'm gonna do some more stuff like that soon, and be on
Yeah.
screen soon as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's.
guys, watch out
By
for
the
me.
way, yeah, you see the Sam Smith video, was you able to meet him?
Yeah, I was right with him. We had a good
Oh,
chat actually, but yeah,
okay,
yeah. We're
yeah.
there.
I wanted to know, was it a thing where like you was able to speak to him afterwards, or like what was the concept of that? So
No, we
yeah.
had we had a chat. We had a chat. We had a
Oh,
chat. We had a chat.
oh, that's
He's
good.
really cool. People's love Sam.
Mm, yeah,
Really cool
I
guy.
love that. Okay, so going on to my next question, what would you say is one of the most proudest accomplishments that you've achieved?
Proudest like moments.
Yeah.
Mm, I'd probably say it's something that has just happened recently, but I can't say it yet because
Mm,
stuff on the legal side of things. But if next best thing, I think it would definitely be me jumping into. I think it was my first topless shoot. So my
mm,
first shoot with Skin, which would have been Vogue, or with Cactus, which I just dropped yesterday, but it was an old picture. I
mm,
think, yeah, that was like, wow. Because I genuinely, over my dead body, like, though, I don't know if anybody from our secondary school's in this live right now, but when I was in school, I hated the way that, like, my image so bad, was just so, like, in my mind about my body. Like, we had a swimming pool in our school, right?
mm-hmm.
It's a changing room. Everybody's getting changed. I will be in a cubicle. Like it was just so crazy. I wasn't
Oh,
playing. Like that's why it was genuinely unbelievable the turnaround because I just didn't think that that same boy. It was a never. Like people wasn't they see my body. So for it to be on a platform as big as
mm,
Vogue, like it's like wow,
yeah, no, definitely.
God
That's
is good.
Yeah, honestly, all the time, all the time. It just shows you, like, you see, when you trust in God, you put faith first. He literally just shows you all the things that you feel was impossible are possible, very
Yeah,
possible
the
and more.
unqualified become qualified. I'll
And
tell
you
you that.
see, you
I'll tell
see,
you that. If you guys have any sort of opportunity or anything that you want to do and you're afraid to apply for it because you feel that you aren't qualified enough, you don't act or look like or behave like the people who had that role, throw that out your mind and go for it, jump in it and know that you being you is your greatest quality, and that's that.
100%.
That's
Yeah,
that.
no, definitely. I agree with you. I agree with you. I feel like more self-belief and faith in God will literally just put everyone on a different scale. Do you know what I mean? It's no
Hmm.
overthinking. It's just time and being gentle with yourself. So as someone who's in the field, what would you say are the pros and cons, from your personal experiences, and what have you learned?
On what side of things? What side of things? You talk modeling? You
Um,
talk working in TV or YouTube?
Working in TV and YouTube.
So, pros and cons. Working in TV. Um, I feel in the TV side of things, media industry, full stop. Even though right now we do see a lot of people of color in front of the TV, in front of our screens, a lot of the time behind the screens, you don't see as much.
Mm,
And I think people don't understand that or know that because the cameras are never turned around to see who's standing behind those cameras.
yeah.
And for someone like me who I had no idea what I was going into, I had no idea who I needed to speak to, it was years of hard work, I guess, and pushing myself out there and like forcing myself to network with people and speaking and using my voice. I've managed to find my way there. So it's like just be aware, especially people of color and like people who fit into the category of minorities, like it's harder it looks. It's harder than it looks. And
Mm,
just like many other industries and many things going on, it applies to these industries too. Like if you
yeah.
feel that there's microaggressions going on in your workplace and you're in a 9 to 5 sort of situation,
Hmm.
just about think about that. That's what's going on over on the creative side of things. And
Yeah.
it could be even worse because like these industries, is there HR you can complain to? These are sort of things you need to think about. Yeah.
Mm, mm. Would you
Sexism for
say
women, all this crazy stuff.
true? That's true. Would you say having your mental health in check, especially when you are in these fields, are so important?
Yeah, especially if you're living the freelance life, like because you can get easily fall into the mindset of being on edge and so,
Mm,
of thinking when is my time gonna come? Like you're constantly stressing when will I have an opportunity this time next month? And when you just believe in your ability and really enjoy today and let God worry about the tomorrow,
hmm.
it's like it's no longer that for you. Like honestly,
Yeah.
that's how I've managed to get my blessings by just going forth and not worrying about the variables that doesn't matter in this moment in time.
Hmm. No, definitely. What would you say with backlash as well? Like, if you do receive heavy backlash or just backlash in general, how do you handle that? Like, what would you say is the best route for you when it comes to that sector?
Embrace the moment. Don't be quick to just respond anyway, anyhow.
Mm,
Embrace. Have a think. Have good people around you. Um, don't reply out of emotion. Don't react out of emotion. And remember who you are outside of social media and what necessarily what the way that you respond to things, how that will affect that, what implications that all these things could happen to you.
hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point because I feel like there's a lot of people who are online that are still trying to understand to not react to everything that they see. And as just human beings, it's hard to not react, especially when you are being attacked. But you just learn certain things to just help you in your career. Would you feel like you feel you're always being watched all the time, so you have to act a certain type of way?
I used to feel like that, but then I realized it's my socials, it's my voice. I'm proud of who I am
Mm,
in front of social media, outside of social media. So, you know, any places of my work are more than free to go through because it's me. It's
yeah,
me. And,
yeah,
I carry myself in a way where I carry myself outside.
yeah.
So
No,
that's my
definitely. That's
reality.
Mm, definitely, definitely. Would you be doing any future collaborations with other creators on YouTube when you are back?
Yeah, when I'm back, yes, when I'm back. I'll take a little breather. I've taken like a few months break from YouTube just to sort out my chakras and just like give some time to myself to really like work out some things career wise. But
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Some
Okay.
collaborations, yes, yes.
Okay. Also, when it comes to content creating, do you find it hard to put out content for people to watch, or is it something that it you you just freestyle with?
No, I think planning is really good. Like freestyling as far as when you have an idea in your head, write down notes. Sometimes the best ideas are out of impulse, but you need
Mm,
to do ever think about what sort of content you want to put
yeah,
out there and how because that's how you are consistent. Like when you're constantly coming up with a plan of what can I do for the future and planning things and a mixture of impulse too, because
hmm,
sometimes this impulse is how you get your best videos, I
yeah,
guess, and such. So yeah, it can be tough like when you're out of ideas or when you're just not feeling as motivated, or sometimes when you're just like, oh, I wish numbers were a bit higher than what it is now because I'd feel a bit more motivated to do this because people be telling me and like constantly reminding me. But sometimes you got to be your own motivation
yeah,
and stuff,
one,
and just keep your content to a quality that you'd be proud of and that you'd watch yourself. Is what I always tell people who ask me. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. That's a good word of advice to give as well because I feel like again people like to compare themselves to other people, so it's like you're watching yourself and you're watching what you want to put out, like you're in control of it, so you'd feel better if the focus is just on you, if that makes sense.
hmm
So yeah, no, I definitely understand. That's true. Um, okay, so when it comes to balancing as well, like what's your strategy with that? Balancing your career, balancing your friendships, balancing just your personal issues in life. Like, how do you balance everything?
Honestly, I present all to God, and then everything sort of forms itself. Like, like with common sense, I have to put first the necessities,
Mm,
and then second, and then after that is the wants. Like it's with common sense. And when I've got to think about this one because it's a difficult, especially as a creative, coming from a creative perspective. Like you can end up being very bogged in down in work, but at the same time, it is so important to maintain the social aspect of keeping in contact with your friends and family and the people closest to you, because
mm-hmm.
you just never know how you can get such a different perspective on what your current situation by just
Yeah.
hearing those people around you just speak to you. And it
Hmm.
gives your mind that freedom to even be more creative when you are meant to be creative. When
Yeah.
separate and give yourself time and you
Hmm.
time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd say you time is most important as well, anyway. And like how you, again, you go back to your faith and that kind of just puts everything into perspective for you. Because I feel like everyone needs something. So your faith is that something for you. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Wait, as we're now coming to our final question. Okay, this is a big one. Yeah, this is a massive one. So are you ready for this big question?
I'm ready for the big question. I'm ready for the
Okay,
big
okay.
question.
So the big question is, what kind of legacy are you trying to leave behind?
I'm trying to leave behind a legacy that has a completely evoked change worldwide and change the way people think about themselves,
Hmm.
about other people.
Hmm.
And my legacy is to leave behind so much opportunity for those who haven't had opportunities growing up
Hmm.
and those after them.
No, I love that. You didn't even start. You was just like, yep, this question, I'm just gonna give everything that I have in mind. Have you been thinking about this? Did you prepare?
No, that's my purpose. That's my purpose. That's the only thing that can be a legacy, my purpose.
Ah, cool. But listen, James, you've just taken the show, mate. I'm loving this. Well, you actually
Mm,
are just ready. Like, you just seem so organized. You just seem so, yeah, look, I've got this. I know what my purpose is. I've just started to get an understanding of
don't
my
get me
life.
wrong. I face my fights, but I'm just so trusting in God and like the plan and what is mine will be mine. And like
Mhm.
with a mixture of what hard work and solid trust and serving God, like there's nothing that can be possible to me. Nothing.
Amen. Amen. It's true.
Amen.
Definitely. Oh, So now we've come to the end of our interview.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Sped
much
through
for
it.
coming on. You literally just gave so much advice, and I definitely feel people are able to know you on another level. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
Thank you. If whenever you guys are watching this, I am gonna be back on YouTube later this month. Make sure you follow me on Instagram if you're not already watching me on Instagram here. And yeah, feel free to message me any questions you have, like about anything, no matter your age, because I know sometimes it's like you have questions about things that you want to do that you've never seen around you or done. And it's
Hmm.
like, who do you go to? Who do you speak to? You don't want to come across as a beg. Throw that mentality at your mind. It's a whole community in in my world, you know. So if you have any
Hmm.
question at all,
Yeah.
as I have time, I will answer that.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, guys, see, James is kind enough to answer your DMs, so definitely, definitely take that advantage, you know. But again, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a
Thanks
blessed
for having me.
evening and definitely speak to you soon. Thank you.
All
Take
right then.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.